The Oshkosh Area Humane Society presents Happy Tales. Brought to you by the following local underwriters: Cat's Cozy Inn, Poop Patrol, Provident Financial Consultants, LLC.
Hi, welcome to the Oshkosh Area Humane Society and Happy Tales. My name is Joni Geiger, and I'm the Executive Director here at the shelter.
And I'm Cheryl Rosenthal, and we'd like to welcome you to Happy Tales. And today our show is going to tour different parts of our building. We're going to visit the surgery room, the rescue suite, the night drop area where animals come in after hours, our extended care unit, and some of our outside kennels.
I think it's important to know how the shelter is set up. We actually have a public area or an area where we have animals that are available for adoption, but there's also a separate area that a lot of people aren't familiar with and don't always get a chance to see, and that's what we're going to do today, and that's our caregiving area. The building was, again, originally a human surgery center, and what we did is came in and renovated the building to our needs. And in the back caregiving area, what you're going to see is that there were 5 surgery rooms all in a row. And what we did is we took each one of those surgery rooms and we made them into our needs. And of course, one of those is the surgery room itself, which we're very excited about. And it's just wonderful to have that here in the building.
Right. And it's one of the highlights with the kids when I take them through on tours, because they're like, oh, really, a real surgery room. And they get to see the equipment, and of course it was all updated. And it's just very interesting. One of the things that I found when we started doing surgeries at first in the building is I was concerned that, oh, wow, this is an actual surgery, and I think people are hesitant sometimes when they think about putting their pet through a surgery. And one of the things that really impressed me is that puppies and kittens and dogs and cats, how resilient they are and how quickly they recover from the surgery, and to see that from start to finish is really very interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting, especially from a Humane Society's perspective, because we are working so hard to prevent unwanted births and overpopulation. And the truth is that there's far more animals than there are enough homes. And so for us to address it right here in this building with the animals that we have is just thrilling for us. I can't tell you how important that is from a Humane Society perspective. So, and the truth is statistically, there's an awful lot of animals being born every day. There's 10,000 humans being born in the United States. There's 70,000 cats and dogs being born in the United States. So you can just think about those numbers and think about how it makes an impact at humane societies and how many animals actually find homes.
Right. And also, along that line, in order to end the homeless population problem right now, everyone in your household would have to adopt 113 cats and 42 dogs. That means my husband and I would have to have 226 cats and 84 dogs. Now, I love dogs and cats, but I don't have room for that many litter boxes.
That'd be kind of hard to do, yeah.
And here again, it's everyone loves puppies and kittens, but who wants to think about puppies and kittens not finding a home?
Right.
And that's really what it's all about. And that's why we really encourage spaying and neuter. And of course, the other aspect of spaying and neutering is not just pet overpopulation, but the fact that your pet will live a longer and healthier life.
Sure.
A lot of people don't realize that when your pet is spayed and neutered, they're less likely to roam. They're less likely to get into fights with other dogs because they're not out looking for the girls or out looking for the boys. They're also easier to train, and it also can prevent certain kinds of cancer. And so this is a surgery that not only helps save lives, but it helps provide your pet with a healthier life.
Right. There's no question it's a win-win all the way around. And I think the other thing that we want to point out is that we have local veterinarians that actually come in and donate their time. They give their time to the Humane Society and they spay and neuter these animals. So that's really terrific and we so appreciate it. We could not do the things that we do without the volunteer help that we have. So we're pretty excited about that.
Right.
So we're going to move on to the next room, and the next room that we have is our rescue suite, and that is just for cats. And it's important to know at this time of the year, we get a lot of cats in. We average about 8 cats a day, which is pretty a high number of animals, and it's difficult sometimes from a Humane Society perspective to be able to take that many animals in, but that's what we're here for. And when cats or dogs come in, they're very nervous, they're anxious, there's a lot of anxiety, and there needs to be a place for them to go to just kind of keep them quiet, keep them calm. And from a state law perspective, any animal that comes in as a stray, we have to hold for 7 days to allow the owner time to come in and redeem their pet should they do that. And so there's a separate area just for cats. We call that our rescue suite, and it is at this time of the year always full, and we see a variety of cats and kittens, a lot of kittens again. Again, separate area, disease control is very important, and maybe you want to share a little bit about that, Cheryl?
Well, and I think also we may want to touch on the fact that sometimes people will find cats or kittens in their yard, and they're not quite sure what to do with them. And in the case of finding a litter of kittens, you come across it in your yard, it is so important to us that yes, we will take the kittens, but we also want to make sure, please consider trapping mom cat. Baby kittens, as any baby animal, does better with their parent. And so when people are bringing us those really young kittens, it's very difficult for us to put them in a foster, even if we have a foster home for them, those animals need to be bottle fed. And it's not always as successful as being able to place mom and her kittens in a foster home and get them ready to go up for adoption. So I think that's one of the things that year-round people can think about, that if you see a stray cat in your yard or if you're seeing kittens, come to the Humane Society and rent a live trap, and we will explain to you how to set up the trap, how to bait it, with food, and how to cover it so that it's protected, and the times of day that are best to do this, so that you can not only bring us the kittens, but also bring us mom, so that we have a better advance. Because these animals being out there, like Joni said, are being exposed to all kinds of diseases. We test animals here for feline leukemia. They're given their first round of distemper, but we also are getting animals in that are covered with ticks, have fleas,
ear mites, parasites. It's really a dangerous place out there. I mean, it's not appropriate for these animals to be out of doors, and unfortunately, when they do come in, sometimes they have some health risk. And I think that as far as like kittens, again, it's important to know that they don't have a lot of immunity. They can't fight off a lot of these things, and they get their immunity from their mother's milk. So having those mother and kitten together is very, very important. The other thing I might want to mention too is that we're in desperate need of foster homes, especially this time of the year. So if anybody out there might be interested in helping us out, we sure would appreciate it.
And of course, if mom is left without her kittens and we don't trap mom and get her in, she's just going to have more kittens. And the other thing that people might find interesting, they don't think about it, kittens can have babies as early as between 4 and 5 months. So when we allow these animals to keep breeding, it's adding to the pet overpopulation problem. And I know that before we moved in this building, we were seeing twice as many cats as we did dogs, and now we're seeing three times as many. And here again, it's why is that? And some of it is that goes back to that old myth of oh, well, we got to let the cat out at night, and not realizing how much our society has changed, and really the safest place for kitty is at the foot of your bed.
Right, absolutely.